Hey everyone, welcome back to my FPL team selection for Double Gameweek 29. I'm sure most of you are looking to use one of your chips this game week. Well, you do get to see how my bench boost team lineups this week, but before that, let us take a quick look back at our last week's scores. I played my free hit last game week and ended up with a disappointing point total of 59. A wrong captaincy decision meant that I missed out on valuable points, and to make matters worse, I left a 12-pointer Mings on the bench while having all 4 of my defenders in the starting 11 blank. This week, I am going back to back playing chips as I am going for the bench boost since it's a double game week. Let's start off with the bench. We have Kepa, Watkins, Mings and Bueno. Kepa has 2 tough home fixtures against an informed Villa and Liverpool, but he does offer a high ceiling of points if he manages to keep a clean sheet. Watkins is one of the most informed players at the moment, and despite both his fixtures being away from home, he faces teams that haven't particularly been great defensively in recent times. Mings is up next, and last week he picked up 12 points after an assist, a clean sheet and maximum bonus points. Unfortunately, he was on my bench last game week, but this week his points will count towards my total. He faces a weak attacking side in Chelsea, and Leicester, who have just scored 2 goals in the last 5 games. Lastly, Bueno did unfortunately get injured a couple of weeks ago, but I already have a move planned for him. Shaw comes in for him ahead of the double against Newcastle and Brentford, who might play without Tony since he's only 1 yellow card away from suspension. Nevertheless, United have been continuing their great form under Ten Hag, where Shaw has been given a lot of freedom to attack and has done so quite nicely in recent times. On to the starting 11, we start off with Raya. Brentford doesn't have the best of defensive fixtures this game week, going up against Brighton and United. However, their underlying stats suggest that they have been one of the best teams defensively in 2023. In defense, we have Botman, Trippier and Trent. There was recent news that Botman fell ill away at international duty, so we have to wait and see if he is ruled out for the first game of the double. If he is, I will make the move to either Castagna, Zuma or another Newcastle defender. Trippier is another one from the Newcastle defense who faces United and West Ham in the double. It does seem like a difficult double for clean sheets, but Newcastle have proven themselves this season at the back and hopefully they could do so once again. Trent and Liverpool go to Chelsea and Man City this game week, both of which seem quite tough for the Reds keeping a clean sheet. If the clean sheet was to come, it is more likely in the second fixture against Chelsea, who have been unlethal in front of goal in recent times. On to the midfield where we have Saka, McAllister, Salah, Rashford and Mitoma. Saka has surprisingly been one of the more common transfers out this week amongst experts, just a week after his biggest FPL score ever. This is FOMO of double game weeks in my opinion, which you all should not have, especially if it includes a transfer out for one of the best players in the league this season. McAllister, who I did bring in ahead of Odegaard a couple of weeks ago for his double where he did manage to get on the score sheet, he has a promising double once again this game week, and coming back after a place in the FA Cup semi-finals, they will be looking to continue their form in the Premier League. Salah, who does have 2 tough fixtures in the double, but don't let that put you away from leaving him in your team this game week. His record against both these sides is phenomenal. He has been directly involved in 17 goals in his last 23 meetings against the pair. Rashford picked up a knock away at international duty, but it doesn't seem too serious and I expect him to come right back into the 11 for United. If there are still injury concerns near the deadline, I will be shifting my captaincy to one of my Brighton assets. Speaking of Brighton, Mitoma is the last one in the midfield for me. In his last double, he did end up with 2 assists to rack up an impressive 12-pointer. He now goes on to have an even better double against a weaker opposition, where hopefully he could do some damage. He will most likely be my captain if Rashford still has injury doubts come the deadline. Moving on to attack, we have Haaland and Tony. Haaland is the bigger concern here since he picked up an injury in the game against Burnley last weekend. He was withdrawn from international duty, but we can only hope he comes back fit for this game week. He does play in the early kickoff, so if there are team leaks that he is out of the team, I will be moving from him to Kane, but this will not change my plans for bench boosting this game week. Lastly, to finish off the team, we have Tony, who is unfortunately just 1 yellow card away from a 2-match ban. he will be in my team this game week, but I do have plans to transfer him out next game week for either Jesus or Mbeumo, who does seem to do well without Tony in the side. This is it for my team selection. Thanks for watching. See you soon for the next one.